everybody, and welcome to Psalmic Saturday here at Ariel's Corner. This is Ariel Gatoga, and we are streaming live on YouTube. Moderating for us today are the lovely Jason and the lovely Honeypaw. Thank you so much, moderators, and thank you so much to everybody for joining us today. I hope you're having a great day. We're going to be working on Psalm 32. If you feel like looking it up, you can find it on our Witch's Psalter, ariels-corner.com. Just look in the Psalm Magic section of the main menu and you'll see a Witch's Psalter. We are a little out of sequence. We should be on Psalm 31, but it's a bit long, so I didn't want to go over because we do have a premiere at 11 a.m. So we'll probably catch that one next week. I hope you can join us for our premiere at 11. If you want to just hang out to the end of the exit music after this stream, it should dump you right onto that watch page, or at the very least, a link to the watch page. Our website's located at arielscorner.com, arielscorner.com. That's where you can find all of our courses, booklets, meditations, articles, spells, all kinds of cool stuff there. arielscorner.com. You'll notice on the header and footer of each page, there are links to our social media, including our private Facebook group and our Discord server. We'd love to have you, if you feel like it, be involved in our community. And those two places to be are either our private Facebook group or our Discord server. If you'd like to donate to this channel, you can do that by going to paypal.me/Ariel Gatoga, paypal.me/Ariel Gatoga. On YouTube, you could use a super sticker, super chat, or super thanks if you feel like giving a donation on the platform. Or if you feel like using a debit card, something like that, credit card, Apple Pay, we have a donate link in the footer of every page of our website, arielscorner.com. Are we streaming okay? I got a tiny little error message, but it looks like it's okay. All right, hopefully, if something happens and we lose the stream, hopefully that doesn't happen. But if it happens, we are recording, so I'll just keep going and finish this so that we can have this as our premiere next week. But we should be okay. It looks like it seems to be righting itself. All right. What else was I going to tell you? Oh, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. And when you hit that notification bell, make sure you choose all notifications. That way you'll know when we're online, live, or having a premiere. All right. I think that does it. Let's get going. Today we are working Psalm... My voice these last couple of days, I've had the worst allergies. Let's try that again. Today we are working Psalm 32. Traditional uses in Psalm Magic for Psalm 32 include compassion to those who have wronged you, to end loneliness, to gain respect, for blessings, and for grace. And today I'd like to gear Psalm 32 for having a fresh start. The way we work Psalm Magic is simple, easy, and effective. We take the psalm that we're working and we speak it out loud all the way through once without stopping. Sorry, I got distracted. This is called an incantation. When we finish with that incantation, we go back through the psalm and we consider each verse one at a time. And we search for hidden meanings behind each verse. And then we try to apply what we find to the situation that we've brought to the psalm. And by doing all of that, we're taking those seeds of magic that lie dormant in the psalm and plant them. And we are planting them. We plant them deep in our minds where they take root. They grow. They blossom forth, and they bear fruit after their kind. And that is precisely what we are going to do right now with Psalm 32. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. When I kept silence, my bones waxed old through my roaring all the day long. For day and night thy hand was heavy upon me. My moisture is turned into the drought of summer. Selah. I acknowledged my sin unto thee, and I acknowledged my sin unto thee, and mine iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Lord, and thou forgavest the iniquity of my sin. Selah. For this shall every one that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. Selah. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. Be ye not as the horse or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with bit and bridle, lest they come near unto thee. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. Be glad in the Lord, and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. The beginning, blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. It seems as though there are three different voices in this psalm. This first voice is the voice of the teacher, or the voice of the narrator, the psalmist itself, giving us a piece of wisdom. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. It's telling us that the universe doesn't keep track of our sins and our shortcomings like we do for others. What the universe does for us is gives us a fresh start. It sees us as innocent, it recognizes us as who we are as souls, and we are blessed. And since we are blessed, our transgressions are forgiven. When it says whose sin is covered, we can say that is disregarded, or I've got you covered. It's fine. Yes, you're human. You made a mistake. We'll get through this. All will be well. The world won't stop spinning. The universe isn't going to swallow itself because you made a mistake. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. Now, we have to remind ourselves that the Lord is a representation in the King James Version of the Bible of the Tetragrammaton, the four-lettered name of God. And Yud-He-Vav-He, the Tetragrammaton, is for psalm magicians a symbol for the one force, the force of the universe. And it's important that we orient ourselves to the fact that there is one force, one source, and one substance in all the universe. It's not one that's better than others, like is sometimes depicted in many religious stories. It's just one. Even if people worship pantheons of deities, we recognize that that pantheon that they might worship are like a rainbow to the light. They're still aspects of a singular force. So no matter how you look at it, there's only oneness. And since there's only one, nothing can stand up against it. And that's why our psalm magic is so powerful, because we do orient ourselves to this power. So it says, Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. It's not that the Lord or this force is doing that because you're special or because You're getting a break this time. That's the nature of the Lord. That's the nature of this force. You are always reborn. You are always new. Every moment you're new again. And nothing is held against you. And this flies in the face of almost all religious teaching, regardless of what religion. Karma will get you. You're going to hell. Don't forget, you're going to get that comeback. Those things may happen. Those things, yes, they may happen in regards to making things right again, putting things in balance, making sure that people understand that when they touch the stove and it's hot, it burns them so that they don't repeat that mistake. But the stove being hot that burns you so that you don't repeat that mistake is not punishment. It's protection. So many times when we get our blowback from doing something that maybe wasn't the highest integrity, it's not that we're being punished, it's that we're being protected. We're being taught not to do that so that we do keep our integrity, so that we don't burn our hand off. But it's not that the infinite, it's not that the Lord of the Psalms is keeping track in a book and punishing and punishing and punishing. It's that the nature of those things are built into things. The stove being hot is sufficient to cause the burnt hand. It's not that the Lord is saying, thou shalt have a burned hand. Thou shalt suffer for thy sin. It's just that that's how things are set up so that you don't burn your hand off. And then it says, blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. So when you are dealing with the fact that you need to start again, maybe you made a mistake, maybe you did something awful, maybe you feel bad about something you did. It's giving you this opportunity here to not cover up for it anymore, to not make excuses for it anymore, to say, let's not have guile. Let's just be honest with what I did or what I thought or what happened. And we're going to be an open book for this force. I'm not going to try to hide what I did anymore, because it's not that I'm worried about punishment, and it's not that I'm worried that the Lord is going to send me to hell or something. It's that I want to be healed from this. I want things to be put back into right order. And the only way to do that is to be honest, is to stop hiding from the infinite and trying to pretend like I didn't do what I did. When I kept silence, my bones waxed old through my roaring all the day long. Basically, this is saying you are as sick as your secrets. Secrecy is very, very powerful. And that's a wonderful thing if you're trying to cast a spell or make something happen that you want. You want those wonderful secrets. You don't want to share that with people, because the more you keep something secret, the more you make it powerful. But if you're keeping something secret because you're ashamed or you feel guilty about it, all that's going to do is make you rot from the inside. And it's telling you to stop doing that. For day and night thy hand was heavy upon me. My moisture is turned into the drought of summer. Selah. When you are in the middle of guilt feelings and you're keeping silent about them and you're keeping secret that which is destroying you from the inside out, it is so detrimental to you. It is so bad for you. And it seems as though there's no escape. But there is an escape once you come clean to this force and you allow this force in to make things right. Because remember, nothing's going to come up against you. Nothing's going to stand in the way of your free will. If you want to keep silent, if you want to pretend like everything's happened, if you want to pretend like you didn't really do what you did, or whatever it is that you're trying to keep secret from the infinite, you're at liberty to do that. But then you also have to deal with the repercussions of that, which over time can be physical illness. It can be emotional illness. It can be psychological illness. It's not good for us to keep those kinds of sick secrets. And sometimes you need to go find a therapist or find a good friend or somebody that you trust that you can just confess, that you can unload. But at least finding that you are safe to be clear and honest with the infinite about whatever it is that you're trying to keep secret. I acknowledged my sin unto thee, and mine iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Lord, and thou forgavest the iniquity of my sin. Selah. And it's instant. It's talking about this as being an instantaneous thing. Your confessing, your being honest, your not hiding is all that it takes to release you from it. The infinite does not hold it against you, whatever it is. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter how bad you think you are. The infinite does not hold it against you. The infinite's only desire is your happiness and your healing. And the infinite wants you to start again, but you have to do your part and be clear and be honest. For this shall every one that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. So the karmic repercussions of whatever it is that you're keeping secret stop happening as soon as you're willing to be honest, as soon as you're willing to be an open book. Because what you're trying to do is, by keeping it secret, is pretend like it's not there, making it go away. But it's telling you that the only way to make it go away is to open up to it, is to own up to it. And it says, for this everyone that is godly, for this shall everyone that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. What is a time that the infinite may be found? Right now, the present moment, that's the time. It's not something you put off to tomorrow. And if you're feeling guilty still, it's not something you did before. It's right now. It's the only way to be relieved from this guilt, this shame, whatever it is that you're going through. Because if you weren't feeling guilt and shame, you wouldn't be coming to this psalm for this. You wouldn't need the clean slate. You wouldn't need to start again. Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt... And then it says, surely in the floods of the great waters, they shall not come nigh unto them. And again, that was talking about all of the fears of karmic repercussions that we have. We're being reassured that we won't be swallowed up by those, that we will be fine, that all will be well, that we will find not only a way out of whatever we're going through guilt-wise, but we will find a way to make it right in the world. And it's through the infinite that we can do that. Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. Selah. If you've got the infinite on your side, proclaiming your innocence as a child of the infinite, and for so-called forgiving your sins, making things right again for you, giving you freedom and deliverance, who is going to be able to come up against that? Now, we're not saying that if you haven't that if you've transgressed people in the world, that you're not going to have to make up for that. Nobody's even that's not part of this at all. But a lot of what and so if that's the case, you're going to be shown how to do that. You will be given very clear guidance on how to make it right in the world. But a lot of what we feel guilty about has nothing to do with how we've transgressed in the world. A lot of what we feel guilty about is existential guilt. And that we're just not good enough, and that somehow we're defective, and just us even trying to have a good life here, who are we to do that? That feels like a sin to us. So it doesn't matter on what level you feel that you are sinful, or that you're not good enough, or that you feel guilty and shameful about yourself. It doesn't matter what the reason is. The infinite doesn't share that desire that you be ashamed, that you be guilty. The infinite's desire is that you be free. Songs of deliverance. I will instruct thee, now the Lord here, the force itself is speaking to us. This is the third voice. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. You don't have to worry about what to do. I'll tell you when you get there. All you have to be concerned with is being honest with me. And when you're honest, this is the Lord speaking. When you're honest with me, then I have access and I can heal you. And when I'm healing you, not only can I heal you, but I can heal anybody that you might have harmed. And it's through my guidance and instruction that all of that's going to get cleaned up in a wonderful way. Be ye not as the horse or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with bit and bridle, lest they come near unto thee. Don't go back into saying, oh, I know what to do. I'll do it myself. I know how to handle this. Thanks, but I got this. That's not the right attitude at this point. Let the infinite be the guide. Let the infinite be the boss. Because if you decide that you're going to go and do it yourself, the infinite will pull back and say, okay, go ahead. The infinite's never going to force you to do anything. It's not its way. And so if you decide, no, I've got this, thanks, but no thanks, I know what to do, you're going to not have that fresh start that you want. You are going to be under karmic law instead of grace. You are going to have problem after problem. Because remember, the metaphysical law of guilt is that it demands punishment. So if you don't have the ability to purify yourself of guilt feelings, then you also don't have the ability to purify yourself from your ego going out and searching for the punishment which it believes that it believes is your just desert. So it's important that we understand that guilt demands punishment, and that we don't have the ability to relieve ourselves of guilt. We think that we can relieve ourselves of guilt by pretending it's not there, by making it a secret, by stuffing it way down until we can stand on it. All that does is make the ego more powerful in finding the punishment that it believes is necessary. But the infinite has no desire for you to be punished. And the infinite has no desire for you to feel guilt. And the infinite has all power to relieve you from this guilt and deliver you from this guilt. But you must allow the infinite to do its work. The moment that you say, oh no, I've got this, you're going to go back into the old way. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. Do you want to be under karmic law or do you want to be under grace? It's really your choice. If you're under grace, it's not that you've circumvented the law of cause and effect. It's that you've allowed the infinite to raise you up to a higher level of cause so that your effects are higher. But if you are dealing with the karmic law that exists within the third dimension, you can't escape it on your own. There's no way. You can't. But the infinite can, because the infinite's divine grace has the ability to change the level of cause, bring you up to a higher level of cause that you're not capable of on your own. So many sorrows shall be to the wicked. Many sorrows shall be to those people here that say, no, I've got this. I know how to handle this. Well, they're going to get what they get. They're going to just get more guilt, punishment, karma, 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 karma. But he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. Mercy, in this case, meaning grace. Now, again, this doesn't absolve you from, it doesn't mean that you can just do what you want to people and that you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have grace. What part of this whole thing is healing you so that you have different ideas that motivate you, so that you no longer do these things that cause you to feel guilty. You're not only cleaning up the one thing that you feel guilty about, but you're cleaning up the tendency to do the things that make you feel guilty to begin with. So you're getting healed on a very, very deep level. Be glad in the Lord and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. You are righteous. And if you don't see your righteousness, then you need to call upon the infinite. Because if you're not seeing yourself as righteous, if you're seeing yourself as guilty, you probably don't have access to your righteousness at this point, because you are so imprisoned by the thought system of guilt. And so don't try to do it on your own. Be glad in the Lord and rejoice, ye righteous, because the infinite already knows who you really are. The infinite's not snowed by your ego. The infinite's not snowed by your belief system and your guilt and what you did and how horrible you are. The infinite knows the truth about you. And not only does the infinite know how to relieve you from the consequences of your mistake, but the infinite also knows how to recalibrate your thinking so that you don't make those mistakes again. But it has to be your desire, and you have to allow the infinite to do that. You can't say, well, you can help me a little bit, and then I'm going to go do my thing again. It's either one or the other. And shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. When you shout for joy because you're upright in heart, you're acknowledging the fact that you got it, that you listened, that you allowed the infinite right of way. And when you allow the infinite right of way, things are righted. All of your wrongs are made right again. And everything turns out beautifully, not only for you, but for everybody else. And anyone that you've transgressed, that you've made amends and things have come together, the chances are that those relationships are also strengthened on some level or another, and that they're better because of the experience. And only the infinite knows how to make that happen. Good luck trying to get that done on your own. It's just like people that are warring with each other. Good luck making sure that that war is good for everybody. Well, the infinite knows how to make that happen, but you don't. So it's important to understand that this kind of work is extremely powerful. And it's on a level that we as separated egos don't know how to do on our own. And it doesn't mean that we're stupid. It doesn't mean that we're unworthy and that we've got to call upon some external deity for deliverance. That's not what we're doing. But we are activating a higher part of our mind that for all intents and purposes, we don't have access to normally because we're so entrapped in our closed system of thinking. And so now here we're using this kind of a magic operation to open up our minds and to allow our thinking to be guided by a higher wisdom that we previously did not have access to. And it's very, very powerful. And you just keep coming back to the same psalm every day, once a day, until you start to feel a sense of peace and certainty about the situation. And once you sense that peace and certainty about the situation, that is an indication to you from your deep mind that your spell has been cast and you don't have to work on it anymore. And it's a good idea just to forget about it and let it work itself out in the highest way possible and move on to something else. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I so appreciate you. Until next time, blessed be. Let's see if we have any questions. Have you covered the mythology behind the stone that fell from Lucifer's crown in any of the Luciferian lectures? I'm not sure, but that's a great idea. What exactly is ego? Ego is the tendency to separate, the tendency to think from a fearful perspective instead of a loving perspective. It's a habit of thought. The ego, when when we separated, or we believed we separated from our Creator. Some people call that the fall from grace, but whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. Once we as a species decided that we were separate egos and not one with our Creator and one with one another, an entire thought system arose and an entire world arose, because the world of this that we experience, this three-dimensional world, is actually a screen of space onto which we project images. And so we project images both individually and collectively, and then interact with those images as if they are real. And the images that we interact with are based on this thought system, which is a thought system based on separation and fear. And the truth, the soul versus the ego, the soul is by its very nature a creature of love and unity and oneness. And so when we find methods by which we can turn from the thought system of the ego to the thought system of the soul, we notice things changing in our lives to reflect that. And this is just one of many operations in the book of Psalms that demonstrates how to do that. And I think I have several videos on the ego, so you can probably watch those if that's something that's interesting to you. All right, well, thank you for those great questions, and I'll look to that Lucifer lecture next time I do an I Love Lucy episode. We'll talk about the symbolism of the jewel. And I guess that's it. So we'll see you all over at our premiere in just about 12 minutes. Thank you so much to the amazing moderators. Today we had the lovely, who did we have? The lovely Jason and the lovely Honeypaw. Thank you so much, moderators. And thank you again to everybody for joining us. Until next time, blessed be.